But let's talk about the NBA. And I wrote a column today for Deadspin.com, Jonas, and I don't think it was a prisoner of the moment or just, reacting to what I thought was a big game. We saw the Phoenix Suns in Brooklyn taking on the Nets. Phoenix has played well all year, second seed in the West. People still don't buy into them, even though Chris Paul has joined them, a veteran guy who's done a lot. But the Nets win again. And Kyrie Irving had 34 points, led the Nets. All the talk was about Durant, and for good reason. I get it. He had missed 3 games. Jonas came off the bench, didn't start, had 33 points in 28 minutes. Every time this guy's out for any time, he comes back, and he looks like he's brand new. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean,
he's what he did when he came back from the Achilles. I think we talked about this before. It was like he never hurt his Achilles.
Right.
Like, I was expecting some sort of a slow build-up and some sort of, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. Anthony Davis has been back, and I haven't been totally impressed by it. Kevin Durant came back, and he looks like the same player when he left. So, yeah, it's been really impressive.
It really has. But the other thing I think, and this is the column that I wrote, Kyrie Irving is the Nets MVP this year. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. He's taking sabbaticals during the season, Jonas. Every time something's going on, this is the guy most people don't want to take seriously because he said the earth is flat. He doesn't understand why Christmas is a holiday, all that kind of stuff. And people kind of discount this guy. This is a guy who played 11 games at Duke, Jonas, and was the number 1 overall pick after 11 games. And when he's out there, he doesn't cheat you. He plays hard. He wants to win. I know he's only played in 44 of their games this year. I think he's missed 17. Some of those games were rest games. But, Jonas, look at the numbers and what he's done. Is shooting over 50% for the first time in his NBA career for a season. 92% from the free throw line. I think he has some unbelievable streak. I was too lazy to count. But I think he's made like 30 some odd in a row or what. I don't even know what the number is, but I was looking at his free throw line and I didn't see any misses, but I was like, I'm not counting him. I'm sorry. He just hasn't missed in a while. But am I a prisoner of the moment and should Kyrie? I'm not MVP of the league, but I think he's held it together. They've had guys in and out of the lineup, all kinds of Harden's hurt. Durant's been hurt twice. And Kyrie and the Nets just keep winning. I think Kyrie's the MVP of this team.
All right, here's the problem I have with it. We're rewarding him for doing what he should always be doing, and that's playing at a high level. What we know Kyrie Irving for, and people can bring up the earth is flat and that stuff, and they do quite often, but what we know Kyrie Irving for, just to sum it up, guy's a little bit of a flake. I mean, he's kind of a flake. He's a little bit of a flaky guy. He looks at things differently. I've always said this about Kyrie Irving. He's like the guy who reads a book in the middle of a party. It's a weird look. It doesn't make sense. Everybody's socializing, and you want to look different and be different and try and give the perception that you think and do things differently than everybody else, and he tries really, really hard to pass that on. And when he's out there, he's an amazing talent. I think Chris Broussard has said it, and I've heard him on this show and other shows on Fox Sports 1, in which he said, maybe the best ball handler of all time. Like, when people are talking about Steph Curry and a great ball handler, Kyrie Irving is unbelievable what he does with the basketball. Insane talent, crazy talent. Nobody ever doubts that. Nobody ever has any issues with that. What they've got issues with is his availability. If it's not injury, it's emotional. There's always something going on with him, and you're just waiting for when he needs to take a couple of days off because something happened and he needs a personal day, or he needs to get away for a little bit. And it's great to have him out there. He's stepping up while James Harden is out, and he's providing really good play at a high level for this team when they need it so they can hold on to that 1 seed and keep moving into the playoffs when Kevin Durant gets more and more healthy and James Harden comes back. But it's like we're rewarding the guy for something he should always be doing. It's like somebody who comes up to you and says, hey, man, guess what? What's that? I didn't get a DUI this weekend. You're not supposed to. Like, what do you mean? What am I supposed to, like, throw you a rave because you didn't get a deuce this weekend? You're not supposed to get one. So, great player, immense talent. I love watching him play, but I don't know how the hell you can depend on that guy because he always seems to go off the rails at some point.
Well, you can depend on him because I've seen it. I've seen him in the NBA Finals knock down a huge three-pointer, which sealed and gave the Cavaliers a stunning comeback.
Rob, what do you mean? LeBron was the reason they won that finals.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Come on.
He was on the bus, but Kyrie was driving. And I'll say this. I'm going to take it a step further. As great as Steph is playing, I think I would take Kyrie over Steph. I know people don't want to hear that.
Ooh.
I'm dead serious because Steph makes a lot of shots. You know, my biggest complaint, Jonas, is that he doesn't make shots in the clutch.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I would take
That's
Kyrie
a really good one.
over Steph.
Here's the only reason I would lean, man, that's a really, really tough one. Because my initial reaction I would take Steph Curry because I can depend on him more. But then I think, well, Steph Curry's also dealt with injuries too. I mean, injuries have been a problem in Steph Curry's career also. So that's a really, really good one. I would still, just from the personality, emotional standpoint, I would still probably lean Steph Curry. But if you wanted to argue Kyrie Irving, it would make a ton of sense to me.
And I get it. Steph has more accolades. He's won, 2 MVPs. He's considered by some, not me, the greatest shooter of all time, all that kind of stuff. But there's something about Kyrie and something about the year he's put together that has been magical to me. And I'm not so worried. And this is the thing when people are so worked up about, they don't want to give him his credit, as Charlie Hayes used to say with the Yankees. He doesn't want to give him his credit because of the games that he's missed. And my argument or my pushback, Jonas, is if the Nets aren't complaining, then I ain't complaining. And when a team is tired of antics, what do? They sick the dogs on you. Do you remember Kawhi when they finally had enough down there in San Antonio?
Oh, yeah.
And they had Parker and Ginobili rip them publicly? Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. It was Popovich. And look, I can't confirm this, and I don't know if anybody's been able to confirm this, but it felt like Greg Popovich went to some veterans and said,
yes,
"Why don't you go take care of this publicly?"
100%. You never saw that, and then that was the beginning of the end, obviously there. But I'm serious. I know people look at this team, and at one point James Harden was leading the Nets, was playing great. Kevin Durant's been in and out, so it's hard to think of him as the MVP. Although, Jonas, he's the best player on the team. But it's twofold here. Do you think Kyrie Irving is the MVP of the Nets, which I do now? But more importantly, which point guard would you rather have right now? Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry as you try to win a championship? And I know Steph is playing 2 guard now, right?
Yeah.
Because
I would say the MVP of the Nets. Oh, geez, man. That's because
is it Harden?
See, but he's missed too much time now. Like that's and look, this is a
But then
discussion.
that could be the argument for Kyrie. He's missed 17 games.
Exactly. And this is, look, for people that are just disqualifying players this year because they missed time out of the MVP race, I got news for you. Everybody's missed time this year in the MVP race.
Except
outside
for
of
Jokic. Right.
Yeah, outside of Jokic, everybody's missed time here. The MVP, I would probably lean. Oh gosh!
All right, let me throw the number out. You think it out, Mister.
Yes.
On the fence. All right, you'll get off the fence.
Listen, I'll get off the fence. And never mind, I'm not even going to go there. There was
Don't
a joke
do it.
there that I'm going to put it back in the holster. I don't even want to deal with it. But I would still lean James Harden, and I would still lean Steph Curry in the battle between him and Kyrie Irving.
All right,
let's
talk about it.
We go to Max in Georgia, who might have one of those same cards. Max, you're on with the Odd Couple. Jonas Knox in for Chris Broussard alongside Rob Parker. What's happening?
Hey, so for me, for this one, no question for me. I'm going to go with Kyrie, 10 days out of 10 over Steph. We've seen him do the things that Steph would like to do to him versus him in the playoffs and in the finals especially. We saw KD kind of give it to LeBron and kind of become the king slayer. For me, Kyrie is Steph's slayer. Steph kind of shrinks in the moments against Kyrie. He said the ball handling is no question. The finishing at the rim. I also think for me, he's kind of like a Kawhi in that he gives you about 60 to 75% of this regular season games. Come playoffs, especially finals, though, he will win you a ring for your team. We've seen it happen on both sides. So that's all I got. I just wanted to add that. I thought that's all I got. So I appreciate it.
No, it's all good. It's hard for me to argue. I think Kyrie has matched up and played really well against Steph, averaged 28 points against the Warriors in the finals. 28 points.
All right, talent-wise, Kyrie Irving is the more talented player, correct? No, we're not talking shooting, just overall talented player, no doubt about it. And if they're playing one-on-one, give me Kyrie Irving 11 times out of 10 over Steph Curry. All of that is fair. The reason why I would lean towards Steph Curry is because I don't trust that Kyrie Irving, for whatever reason, injuries, emotional, whatever it is going to be able to be counted on down the stretch. Yeah, he did it one time with LeBron James, and look, give him credit. He played well. He hit the big shot. But then it was not long after that he wanted out of there. And then he wanted to be in Boston, and he wanted to sign long-term there. And then he was in a tunnel talking to Kevin Durant about going to New York. And then it's like it's always something. He gets a little bit of heat for the flat Earth stuff, and now the Earth isn't flat. And then it's the Christmas stuff. And then it's we should change the logo. And then I need to leave for personal reasons. I didn't like that, that they made the hire of Steve Nash as head coach, so I'm going to pout and leave the team for a while only to be seen out in public, without a mask on. Like there's always something with the guy, and you don't have that much baggage with Steph Curry, and I would just rather give me less headaches. I'll take a little less of a player from a one-on-one standpoint, but still a very good all-time player. I just can't deal with the headaches. Can't do it.
I'll take 2 Excedrin and I'll be good with Kyrie. 877-99 on Fox.
You are unbelievable. Let's go to Keith in Colorado, who is listening here on Fox Sports Radio. Keith, what's happening?
Not much, Jonas. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, say hi to Rob, too. It's his show.
Yeah, I'm on here, too. Thanks.
Rob, I got 2 words for you, buddy. Stop it. Stop it with the Kyrie over Steph Curry. Are you kidding me, buddy?
Did you watch any of the finals when they played? Did you ever watch any of that?
I watched the finals. Are you kidding me? I know Steph.
Did you ever watch
Kyrie, no disrespect to Kyrie. He is a great player. But if you're taking them one-on-one, who's going to lead a team to win a championship? I'm taking Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is 0 for 9 when the game's on the line in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was fouled every time.
He hasn't made a big shot. I mean, and Iguodala won the Finals MVP. Kevin Durant came to the Warriors, took his lunch money, took his milk money, and took his team. I mean, seriously.
How else are you going to compete with LeBron?
By the way, does anybody have milk money anymore?
No, in the old days. People listen to like, milk money? What's milk money? You used to have money so that you could get a carton of milk.
Yeah, we got to update that. They took his lunch money and his Amazon Prime card. That's what they took. Yeah, we got to update that. Look, there's something to that Steph Curry has been outdone in the finals with his team, but I'm talking about dependability. I don't know how you can sit here and say you're totally confident that Kyrie Irving's going to make it through the rest of the season. Rob, as much as you love the guy, you got to admit there's a lot to him. There's a lot going on with that guy.
But I think winning a championship and doing what they're doing, I think they'll all be there, and he wanted to go to Brooklyn with KD. Do you know what I mean? Like they made a pact. I don't believe he's not going to be there when it matters the most. So I'm not there. All right.